Breaking news at this hour from Orlando, where there are reports of a shooting at a nightclub in that city. NBC's Sarah Dalloff is on the phone near the scene. And Sarah, good morning to you. What are you seeing in Orlando?
I received a phone call from Deputy Chief Bobby Anzueto about 3 o'clock, and he informed me that there had been a shooting at the Pulse nightclub. There were multiple victims. It was now a hostage situation, so I went down to the command center, got there probably around 3:30, and on the way there, I thought about what my role would be, and I knew I needed to support the chief, make sure that I didn't undermine him, gather as much information as I possibly could, because I was going to have to communicate to our community whatever the result or whatever the outcome was going to be.
This morning I spoke with my good friend Orlando Mayor Buddy Dyer, and I conveyed to him the deepest condolences of the American people. This could have been any one of our communities. So I told Mayor Dyer that whatever help he and the people of Orlando need, they are going to get it.
And I can't fathom it myself, but I meet them. I've met some of the Pulse survivors, and I've met some of the family members of those people that died, and it breaks my heart.
Important to convey accurate, concise information. It was important that the community feel safe and that we had the situation under control.
Today marks the most deadly shooting in American history. The shooter was apparently armed with a handgun and a powerful assault rifle.
Mateen used these in the massacre. The ATF tweeting out these pictures saying he used a .223 caliber AR-type rifle and then a 9mm semi-automatic pistol. Those guns he legally purchased just within the past week.
This massacre is therefore a further reminder of how easy it is for someone to get their hands on a weapon that lets them shoot people in a school.
The call came in at 9:41 this morning of a shooting at the Sandy Hook Elementary School. State and local police are on the scene.
Or in a house of worship.
So we're watching a developing situation taking place in Charleston in South Carolina, where a shooting, it's been described as a multiple shooting, has taken place at the AME Church.
Or a movie theater.
In Aurora, Colorado, the suspect is in custody. He was arrested outside of the movie theater. At that point, we're reportedly told that the suspect had a gas mask, a rifle, and a gun on him.
Or in a nightclub.
I was here the morning after the Pulse, and where you're seeing me sit right now, if you look behind my shoulder through that wall, you could see the Pulse nightclub. That's how close we are. So not only did it hit me because of where I work and where I live, but also because it's a human tragedy that we've never experienced before in the United States, with that many people, 49 unfortunate people lost their lives. And what it taught me was that we do have an issue in the United States, not only when it comes to terrorism, which is definitely a part of the situation, but also who has access to guns.
I think it's my lifestyle that's threatened. I think it's my freedoms that feel threatened. Again, every founding father was very specific with the Second Amendment. They wanted it gave us the Second Amendment to guarantee us protection against tyranny or tyrannical government and for self-defense. The sole purpose of the Second Amendment is to keep the government from taking the Second Amendment away from you. It gives you the individual right to protect yourself in your home and abroad. It's not a lifestyle. It's my individual freedom, and I'm talking about my democratic liberty. To be a citizen and not a subject.
I owe it to my constituents, and I owe it to our community to be particularly attentive to what's going to happen, both locally on the state level and nationally, because of this situation across the street. But I also know that our country, we do have a right to bear arms, and we do need to be very protective of that right because it's written in the Constitution. So I will always default to the fact that you can own a gun and you can rightfully own something that you can protect your family and yourself. But at the same time, we do need to look at, again, who is the ability to own a gun and buy a gun, what type of gun. Those are discussions that I'm willing to have, especially in light of what's happening across the street.
Gun sense. When you hear gun sense or common sense for guns, it means gun control. Guns are not bad. Guns are no more bad than an airplane, than a truck. Nobody tried to ban airplanes after 9/11 for killing 2,000 people at the World Trade Centers. Nobody's banning trucks in France after the bombing in Nice. We didn't ban Ryder trucks here after the Oklahoma City bombing. In all those cases, we identified the individuals and said the individuals were wrong. Yet anytime a firearm is used, it's the firearm's fault. The recent shooting in Orlando, Pulse nightclub, 49 people unfortunately lost their lives. It's a tragic loss. The gentleman had 2 background checks. He had 2 background checks done on him. The problem there wasn't the gun. The problem was the individual. When evil is in somebody's heart and they're intent on doing it, it doesn't matter if they use a car, a truck, an airplane, or a gun. They're going to find the means to an end.
Well, the issue when you have assault weapons so accessible in our communities, if the bad guy shows up with a assault weapon, he can commit mass murder. If he's there with a less powerful weapon that can't shoot as many rounds in succession, no matter what act he's going to be committing, he can't commit the type of crime that was committed at Pulse nightclub.
And we have to decide if that's the kind of country we want to be. And to actively do nothing is a decision as well. In the coming hours and days, we'll learn about the victims of this tragedy. Their names, their faces, who they were, the joy that they brought to families and to friends, and the difference that they made in this world. Say a prayer for them, and say a prayer for their families. That God give them the strength to bear the unbearable.